Well, thousands of Londoners are, in the meantime, caught up in the ongoing cladding scandal, where flats bought in good faith became worthless overnight due to the discovery of dangerous cladding. Leaseholders are then forced to pay for remediation works or for expensive waking watches. Richard Tudor explains.
It's incredibly alarming when your life savings and your most valuable asset is worth £0 overnight.
Dov O'Neil has been trying to sell his flat in Bermondsey for a year, but he can't because mortgage lenders say he needs an EWS1 form to prove the building is safe.
Government said that they have been encouraging lenders to accept alternative evidence in lieu of an EWS1 form because they realised that EWS1 forms are not going to be forthcoming. So I spent 5 weeks gathering alternative evidence, and that has been presented to the lenders, whose response was, "Thank you, can I have an EWS1 form?"
Because the building is lower than 18 metres and deemed low risk, the freeholder says it's low priority for a safety assessment. Dov was told he won't have one until 2027.
There's a type of hopelessness to it and a real lack of control because you can't influence any of the things that may be able to change your situation. And you scream into the void asking people for help, the ones that can help you, whether it be the government or the lenders, then the answer to the questions you ask is no.
Dov's story is just one aspect of wider concerns around building safety in London. The government has put £1 billion into the removal of cladding, but that doesn't cover issues like Dov's, or measures like waking watches for residents in dangerous buildings.
What is going on with these properties?
This week, the London Assembly's Fire Committee met Londoners facing these issues. Andrew Dismore is the chair of the committee.
The big housing associations have reckoned that there are 2,000 buildings in London in need of remediation. And that will cost £4 billion, 4 times as much as the government has so far committed. And the government are just sleepwalking on this. We are at risk of another Grenfell tragedy. And unless and until the government gets to grips with this, something disastrous will inevitably happen.
As the Grenfell Tower inquiry goes on, across London, the ripple effects of the tragedy are being felt by thousands of homeowners trapped in potentially deadly flats they're unable to sell.
Well, Chris, you heard from Dov there saying he feels like he's screaming into the void, that people, the government, are not listening. They've been abandoned, these people, haven't they?
No, that isn't true. There's £1.6 billion that's been made available. Of the buildings with the most dangerous ACM cladding, 75% either have been fixed or the work is underway. On the EWS1 certificates, I mean, that is an issue, but for smaller buildings below 18 metres, it's not mandatory, and I would ask insurers and lenders to be flexible.
Does more pressure need to be put on
It does, but I would particularly point to Abbey National, who I think have shown flexibility. So I'd say to Dov and others, Abbey National, I know, is taking an accommodating view, so I would urge people to use them as an example of a building society that is taking a reasonable view when it comes to mortgages.
Florence, last point to you. Could the Mayor be doing more on this?
The Mayor is doing more by trying to get the government to fix this. 3 years after Grenfell, this cladding scandal needs to end. There are people, including your viewers, who will be going to sleep tonight in properties that they are scared could burn down. Everyone deserves the right to a safe home. Homeowners do expect some cost, but not a cost of in excess of £13,000.
Just briefly, because we're running out of time, specifically on the EWS1 issue, could you put more pressure on the Mayor to train more people so that these people can get their assessments very quickly, yes or no?
It's the government that highlighted that residents needed the EWS form, so it's not for the Mayor to train more people. There are only 300 people.
OK. Thank you very much.